warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to everyone. My name is Muhammad Rashid Imran bin Muhammad Azali, and today I will be presented about overfishing. Imagine a world where the ocean are eerily silent, the once vibrant coral reef barrens, and millions of people left without their primary source of food and livelihood. This is the alarming reality we face if overfishing continues unchecked. A crisis not only threatening marine life, but also our future on this planet. So, what is overfishing? Overfishing occurs when fish are harvested from the ocean at a rate faster than they can naturally reproduce, leading to significant decline in fish population. These phenomena threaten marine ecosystem and disrupt the balance of aquatic life. This is what overfishing would look like. From this graph, we can see that the fish that were caught, in order to make the aquaculture production, were way higher than the fish that were caught for the human consumptions. As we can see here, the fish that were caught for human consumption, starting from year 1950, was around 20 million tons. But it increased years after years until 2040, it reached almost around 80 million tons. But the fish that were caught for aquaculture production is way more higher than that, which is starting from average to 20 million tons from 1950. It's the same, but starting from years 2000 till 2014, it increased 2 times than the fish that we use for human consumptions. This was some of the key causes of the overfishing. Well, first, we have the increase in demand. Second is industrial fishing practice. And third is full regulation and enforcement. And lastly is bycatch. We start with the first one, is increase in demand. As the global population grows and more people adopt seafood into their diets, the demand for fish continues to rise. Countries with high consumption rates, particularly in Asia, have significantly contributed to this increase. The growing popularity of sushi and other seafood dishes has further intensified these demands. From this point, we can see that the Asia use seafoods way more higher than the Europe, and the country that will mostly use these seafoods, such as Japan and Chinese, which is they usually use seafood in their main dishes. For instance, they are low in price and also has high protein in order to maintain their health. Next. Next is poor regulation and enforcement. The poor regulation and enforcement greatly worsen overfishing. When fishing policies are weak or poorly enforced, illegal and unsustainable practice thrive. Without stronger enforcement and international cooperation, overfishing continues depleting fish population and harming marine ecosystem, significantly impacting communities that rely on fishing for their livelihood. This can be shown for the government if they don't take serious legal action in order to prevent the overfishing. Since there are also fishermen that depends their everyday life on what they only catch in the seas. If they don't take serious action on this might not also affect the fishermen life, but also affect the other communities. Next is bycatch. Refers to the unintended capture of non-targeted species during fishing. This can include juvenile fish, sea turtles, dolphins, and seabirds. The high mortality rate associated with bycatch not only impact biodiversity but also compromise the health of ecosystem, as these species often play vital roles in maintaining ecological balance. From this point, we can see that bycatch is meant by the unintentionally marine life that will catch when we are doing fishing. And also, this thing might also affect their food chain breakdowns, since in order to maintain the ecological balance, such as sharks, they need to consume the smaller fish in order to live longer. And the smaller fish need to consume planktons, such as planktons, in order to keep on living. This could help them to maintain the ecosystem balance. This is the consequences for overfishing. Here we have three examples, such as ecological impact, food security, collapse of predator species. For ecological impact, overfishing can lead to the collapse of key fish population, affecting species that depends on them for food. For instance, the decline of cod in the North Atlantic has had cascading effects on marine life and ecosystems. Additionally, the removal of top predators can result in an overabundance of certain species, disrupting the natural food webs and leading to further ecological imbalance. And next, food security. Fish is a primary source of proteins for billions of people worldwide. Particularly in developing countries, overfishing threatens this food source, potentially leading to nutritional deficiencies and increased poverty. The loss of fish populations can also affect local economies that depend on fishing for trade and sustains, exacerbating food insecurity. Collapse of predator species. Overfishing of certain species affect apex predators like sharks, which rely on these fish for food. The removal of key prey species can cause dramatic declines in predator populations, disrupting entire ecosystems. Removing fish species that occupy key positions in the food web can lead to the trophic cascade, where the entire ecosystem undergoes dramatic shifts. This is one of the posters about the petition to change shark culling laws. Research says that humans kill around 11,400 sharks per hour, than sharks that only kill 12 humans per year. This is the solution in order to prevent the overfishing. Which is, first we have the consumer awareness, and second is community involvement. Third is promoting sustainable agriculture, and fourth is combating IUU, which is unreported and unregulated and illegal fishing. Consumer awareness. Raising awareness about sustainable seafoods choices can drive demand for responsibly sourced fish. Initiatives like the Marine Stewardship Council, which is MSC certification, help consumers identify sustainable options, encouraging the fishing industry to adopt better practices. Yes. Community involvement. Engaging local fishing communities in management decisions can lead to more effective and equitable solutions. Traditional knowledge and practice can complement scientific approaches, fostering stewardship of marine resources. This shows that we can also provide such as campaign or event about the importance to prevent the overfishing. Third is promoting sustainable aquaculture. Encouraging sustainable aquaculture practice can reduce the pressure on wild fish stocks. This includes minimizing pollutions, avoiding the use of wild fish for feed, and using closed system to prevent escape of farm fish that could impact wild populations. Combating IUU, which is illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. Nation needs to work together to improve governance of international waters, enforce regulation, and share data to crack down on IUU fishings. Organization like Interpol and are involved in tackling IUU fishing at a global level. They also need to increase the use of satellite vessel monitoring system, which is VMS, and patrol in international water, which can help detect and disturb illegal fishing. For example, in Malaysia, we have maritime that were maintaining in the peaceful of our aquatic life to prevent from the harm of the other country, such as pirates or intruder to come to our ocean in order to take the marine life in this. This is what will look like if overfishing doesn't take control. Here is a video, for example, of this. Will happen if we doesn't take action on overfishing. in conclusion, addressing overfishing requires a multifaceted approach that includes collaboration among governments, industry, scientists, and consumers. By promoting sustainable fishing practice, improving regulation, and fostering awareness, we can work toward healthier oceans and more resilient fish populations. Protecting marine ecosystem is not only vital for biodiversity but also essential for ensuring food security and economic stability. For communities around the world, through collective action and commitment, we can safeguard our ocean for future generations. That's all from me. Is there any questions?
How can government helps prevent the overfishing?
The government has set the rule on the fishermen, such as limit their fishing on each boat by their size. Such, for instance, if the fishermen use the smaller boat, they cannot fish too much, right? Because the fish will not all fit in the boats. So they need to limit their fishing in order to prevent the overfishing. So the government can also give such as payment punishment, which is don't fishing overboard, or they will need to pay for what they done. Any other questions?
I ask. No. Okay. So if you look at your causes just now, we can see that fishermen themselves are involved with overfishing, but they claim they do it for survival purposes. So they need to fish a lot so that they can sell a lot. So what is your opinion on that?
My opinion on that is that it's true that they need to fish a lot, but in order to maintaining the ecological marine life, they need to know their limits too. Because it's true that they only rely on what they catch, right? But they should also know that just by fishing will not only be their only sources. They can also do the other activities, such as farming or selling the equipment for fishing, which is handmade and not use a lot of money. I think that's all from me.
Thank you very much. That's all.